Fixies are bikes in their simplest form. They have one speed and they can't coast because the pedals are always moving. While they can be stopped, they have no built-in brakes other than the rider's legs. You can do things with them that you can't do with other bikes, and many find that pretty cool. Marissa Plamondon-Lou owns BiCurious Montreal. She sells fixies, fixes fixies, and teaches people how to fix fixies. She's well acquainted with the milieu.
Essentially, when you're pedaling, like when this wheel's gonna go forward, this is gonna keep moving, right? Like say I try to stop, I can't.
The Quebec Highway Safety Code says bicycles must be equipped with at least one brake system that acts on the rear wheel. Montreal cyclists caught riding a bike without one risk a $37 fine. Some fixie riders conform with the law, but many do not.
It's actually mechanically not right to have a brake on the back because there's too much torque on a rear wheel, on a fixed gear. It actually can rip your rear brake out. The one brake that you should have is on the front.
Jacques Mitzi is an avid cyclist who works downtown, across from the reserved bike lane on de Maisonneuve Street. He was injured recently when a fixie rider crashed into him. He also witnessed a serious accident involving a fixie a few weeks ago. Like many people, he's not convinced fixie owners ride safely.
These guys, because of the kind of equipment they have, they think they can do anything on the street, and maybe they believe that they're supermen or superwomen.
Marissa admits there are fixie riders who are thrill seekers. The demographic group that is attracted to fixies has a different attitude towards cycling.
Young adults getting into their 30s who, that's the demographic who are like willing to try new things, be more daring. They're not as cautious. So you have people who are they have maybe more disposable income because they don't have a family to sustain. So you have disposable income, spending a lot of money on bikes or whatever amount of money on bikes who are daring. So they're probably going to cut through traffic more.
Joey Odman is an engineer. He started riding and building fixies before the cult started.
You definitely feel the road and the bike and everything a lot more. It's kind of like if you're driving an automatic car versus a manual car.
He says fixie riders shouldn't be lumped together.
You probably have a lot of guys that spend a lot of money getting, the nicest, shiniest bike that they could find. And a lot of them, or not necessarily all of them, but a lot of them not really knowing what they're doing, but just, kind of going with what was trendy, what was fashion, what was in at the time. You train a kid and you let him go that first time on a bike. Well, you're not going to let him go the first time on his bike in traffic. But you have guys that'll go out, they'll buy a bike, and the first thing that they do is they'll go down Peel as fast as they can and cut through St. Catherine.
Whether or not fixies are safe to ride in the city depends on your point of view. But one thing is sure, fixies are not for novices. In the end, it may not be what you ride, but how you ride. This is Marie-Claude, Concordia News.